And with me right now is Mr. Stephen D. Kelley. How's it going, Stephen?
Well, obviously it's going awful, and we are making a recording because we're under heavy attack, and you're going to explain to the listeners what's going on, right?
Absolutely, yes. We've been having lots of difficulties here just trying to get this call. Everything is gone to shit, basically, and now we are relying on a phone. Glad you're back, and all kinds of things are going down. It's been pretty nuts. The last few weeks now have been pretty chaotic.
Yeah, well, again, as we were talking before, I just want to outline this real fast. We're talking about dead scientists, missing scientists, plasma research. We're talking about David Wilcock's killing himself on 420. And we're talking about the event that took place at the Washington, D.C. Hilton, or wherever the hell it was, press conference with Trump and the shooter, and how all of this is tied together, and my involvement in all of this stuff. So, yeah, I wanted to try to express to Michael that this was an extremely important interview time I got to speak, because, like I said, I am closely related to all this shit, and I could kind of figure out what the hell is going on, which is what everybody is trying to figure out. And they don't want me doing this.
They don't want this conversation to happen, and yes, the internet is all scrambled up. This is the first time we've ever, well, at least on my end, experienced this sort of interference, especially with Stephen here.
No, I mean, when we were on using the Streamcast, or StreamYard, and then we tried using Zoom, and you could hear me and all this, but I couldn't hear you. Your audio was scrambled, and of course you're not using video. But here's the thing: the audience doesn't know is that I've got about a half a dozen computers here, all sorts of various different computers, including my server, and I haven't been able to record any video or audio. Something's always not working: camera, microphone, or whatever. And in order to do this show, in order to try to do anything reaching the public, I had to get a laptop that's not in my name, someone else's laptop, and hook this up and just get it all virgin, new microphone and everything, just so that we could do this interview today. But of course, they got your computer. So that's Microsoft can do this anytime they want. It's not necessarily just some internet provider, because obviously you can hear me, but your voice was scrambled, which would be a very simple electronic technique to probably do, huh?
It might be electronically harassed.
You mean beaming stuff at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's part of the subject matter, right? I mean, I can think of people, even, hell, did David Wilcock go out and kill himself because he was suicidal and money, or was he being attacked psychologically via devices? These are possible because so many people we know have been, including these scientists, one of the earliest ones to disappear, reported a similar type of electronic harassment. It's the sort of thing that so-called, what do they call those guys? When they're being attacked, you hear about it so much. Gosh, I can't even think of what they call themselves now. But anyway, something victim. You know what I'm talking about, Michael? Yeah.
You mean gang stalking?
Oh, a targeted individual.
Or targeted individuals, yes.
Yes.
Which goes along with...
So many targeted individuals have been reporting this stuff now is going on hardcore against key people. Except me. Coincidentally enough.
Well, maybe they might be...
I don't know where you want to start.
Well, Stephen, they might be saving you for last.
Come on now. They said that about Israel, too, right? And guess who's running the show? Jeez, we know how those lies work. No, they're not saving me for last. They can't kill me. I'm in the can't be killed club, and it's becoming very, very evident right now, more and more every day. And I understand why. But here's the thing, Michael. I've been trying to piece all this. People have been asking me about the scientists and what have you, and there is some key things of what's going on just with the scientists. And of course, they've been disappearing since, 22, I believe it was, and up until now.
Right.
But they've all been involved in tech research involving plasma, extraterrestrial type stuff, communication, and let's just say that things that we would associate with beam ship propulsion, beam ship construction, communicating with extraterrestrials, this kind of thing. But this was all done, of course, secretly. Nobody really understands that stuff because it's like people working on several different puzzle pieces before the puzzles are put together. But there was the connection to Epstein and all these guys, and basically it turns out that Epstein was involved in a lot of the funding for a lot of these projects, it turns out. And people think, well, that's just a coincidence, whatnot. No, but Epstein was the so-called head of the world mafia, or elite club, whatever you want to call them, cavers. These guys were the ones actually working on this because they certainly have the money and they certainly have the desire to come up with beam ship technology and all that. And one of the key things is very, very important we got to throw out here real fast, other than the fact that Trump is indeed a rapist and a pedophile and a homosexual, is that this is all having to do with time travel. And what people have to understand is that to travel light speed requires taking all of your particles and converting them into a wave and then converting them back into particles. This is also known as teleportation, beam me up, Scotty, this kind of thing. But that is what is done in beam ship light speed propulsion. And this is also how you do time travel and interdimensional travel. And that's exactly what this is all about. It's basically the secret of everything. And also on top of that, when people don't understand the plasma is a key component for everything, the construction of everything. It's key to beam ship travel. It's been the damn the Ark of the Covenant is a plasma device. Now I was involved pretty heavily in this stuff because I had a product that was actually a CIA product, and it was called the plasma beam. And it was a flashlight that generated plasma, and with a short arc xenon bulb, I assume the plasma was created by the xenon, or it was the electrons from the xenon. But it had characteristics that were very useful because of the nature of the resonance or the vibration of the plasma, highly compressed plasma. And this could transmit information, anything from have a seizure to disintegrate, depending on the frequency of the thing and depending on what it was being pointed at. So in other words, all material, and when I say all material, all reality, everything is held together in a initialized state, hard matter versus soft matter, can be dematerialized with this plasma if it's hit with the right frequency, the right vibration, if you will. All right. And this is really important because, again, time travel and all that, all this quantum computer making qubits is all about taking a piece of stable matter or a electron, an ion, and making it unstable. And when it becomes unstable, it's no longer what it was, and it has the possibility of being anything. All right. So that's where your time travel comes in. That's where all this comes in. And basically somebody got it down, and they're going back and they're cleaning house. They're getting rid of anybody that had anything to do with it, including all the pundits like David Wilcock and whoever that they've been killing off, these so-called ancient alien types. Right. And why would they do that? The same reason why they got rid of all the experts before COVID. They got rid of every single biologist, scientist, microbiologist type person that they had any expertise in any of this stuff. The one person they can't get rid of course, is me. Anyway, I figured it out. Okay, I figured it out. I know how they do it now. Basically, it's and the game programming. That's the craziest thing of all, because the guy, the shooter that was in Trump's thing, David Cole, whatever his name was, he was also a game programmer, interestingly enough, as well as a physicist. And on top of that, he was actually busted for vandalizing the Getty. Now, does that get any more close to? Yeah, he was also busted for vandalizing the Getty, okay? And he was a communist, and he was a pro-Ukraine sympathizer, which is really fucking weird. But
you could say that word here. You could say it's fucking weird, because it is. And by the way, his name is Cole Allen, the guy who went in there. And
Cole Allen, yeah. All right. Anyway, one of the scientists, Martinez, one of the first scientists that disappeared in 2020, made a tweet before disappearing. And that tweet, if I get this right, I mean, this came out in Spain. I mean, I got it from a Spanish source. I haven't seen this in the USA. But he made a tweet, and the tweet was a single word, and it was this guy's name.
Yeah, yes. That was by Henry Martinez.
This was in 1922. And he also had an image of a photo that was scrambled. And when the photo was descrambled, it was of Trump being shot and having his ear bleeding.
Correct.
And that happened, 3 years later? This guy posted this image.
23, actually.
23 is when Trump got shot, or when he posted the image?
That's when the guy Henry.
Oh, right. 23, correct. Yeah, Martinez posted that image in 23, but was it Trump got shot at 25? Yeah, so he posted this thing 2 years in advance, and he also posted the name of the shooter that did the shooting in 26. So we didn't even do a shooting, but allegedly attempted to assassinate Trump. He posted that guy's name.
Hold on, it was actually 2024. Sorry about that.
What happened? Okay, either way, it was in advance.
It was in advance, yes.
Right, but there's another thing that he's referenced that's even more interesting, and that is he referenced a paper that was put out by the European Commission in 2022. And I don't have it in front of me, so I'm just going to paraphrase. But basically, the paper was about using 3D imaging to capture cultural heritage in Europe, and what they were doing. And I went, and they called it the Time Travel Project. Isn't that interesting? But what they were doing, and this was before the technology existed, because the technology to do this just came out, because I've been screwing with it myself. And that is using Blender or some sort of program to basically take a 2D image and turn it into a 3D image. But and they do it very well. But they've got new AI programs that basically use AI to do it, and and that just came out, and it works really well. Okay. But the point is that they're taking this AI, they're taking all images that they can gather, and they're digitizing all this stuff into a huge ass data banks. And basically what it is it's a digital preservation project, because they can take this information, turn it into a 3D clone matrix universe. And that's what they're doing. And they're doing it with people too. And here's the thing. When you teleport somebody, when you clone somebody, when you do light-speed travel, when you do any of that stuff, when you take a human body and do to it what they do where they make a qubit and they put it back together again, what are they using? I figured this out too. This fake, it's like a fake Akashic Records, but they're going to do an ultra-fast CT scan of you, which is going to digitize every cell in your body, and they're going to get to the point to where they can do this down to separate atoms. Okay, they can digitize you down to the atom of your entire body. They will do a 3D scan of you, your appearance, to get your complete geographical structure, and your internals down to the atom. And they can take these atoms. Every atom has a unique dipole measurement. So that's the code right there. So once they got the unique distance between every proton and every electron, they can recreate that thing. They can convert it into a wave and back again. But here's the thing. Is it you? If you teleport, if you beam, if you go through that and you are dematerialized and rematerialized someplace else, are those your atoms? Are those your electrons? Are those cells your original cells? Is your DNA the same? Mirror image, if they create a mirror image, technically you're the same, but are you the same? Are you even alive at that point? Is your soul in your body? You see the ramifications of all this? Yeah, so this is what's going on, basically. This is huge stuff. It's way beyond the comprehension of average humans, way beyond. I mean, it's crazy. This shit is crazy, and that's why they're killing anybody that could come even close to trying to explain to people what's going on.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was just looking at this woman, this scientist who was also killed out of Alabama. I believe her name was Amy Eskridge, I believe. And I was just seeing a video where she's talking about these extraterrestrials that are from the future. She's saying basically they're us.
Yeah. Yeah.
P-47 and P-52 is what she was saying.
Well, that's the same thing Bashar says, too.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Basically.
And what do you think of that, by the way? Do you think there's some truth to that, or do you think that's bullshit?
Well, of course there is. Of course there is. I mean, first of all, some truth doesn't really mean anything, because that's like knowing all the secrets of the universe. You still got to put every grain of salt in every little thing you process.
Right.
And there is no finality in your deductions of this information. It's just information. You know, I mean, I like to say, there's only one thing I have 100% faith in, and that's Jesus. Okay, everything else is just information. So, yeah, but as far as what you're talking about, yes. Time travel is totally real. It's a major part of all this. But it's not just time travel. It's timelines. Okay? Time travel is based on ridiculously huge algorithms of probability, and effective probability and all that stuff. Okay, relativity, abstract mechanics, abstract math. It has a pyramid type shape, because the farther you go up, the less information there is. But everything in reality has a cause and effect, and basically you could mathematically compute everything down to ratios of probability and non-probability, and it's not complete. It's never complete. It's never 100%. If you get to 90% of anything probability, then you can assume that is a future that is going to happen no matter what. If you get to, say, 10% or below probability, then the odds of that future actually taking place are extremely negligible and probably won't happen. And you have to understand that dimensions are every single one of these timelines, and every single one of these timelines exist because there are an infinite number of dimensions with these sliding door, if you will, left turn, right turn probability realities. So, in other words, the powers that be try to control the reality by controlling the narrative and controlling all the monkeys' thought patterns, so that all of us monkeys basically produce the same matrix, because what they're doing with this 3D graphing or mapping and digitizing of reality and people and thoughts and everything in these big, huge AI databases is they're creating this alternate matrix reality ostensibly so that they can recreate it after an extinction event in the form that they want, removal of all the negativity and stuff. And basically, so that means, like the Europeans, they want to create a Europe that doesn't have all the immigrants, that doesn't have all the graffiti, that's nice and clean and looks the way it used to look, so that they can go into their alternate reality where there still is a Europe prior to the big nuclear war that we're going to be having real soon.
Right, and that's one of the things that the woman that was whacked was also saying, that there's some major event that does happen, a nuclear sort of fallout event that does happen. But going back to Coe Allen really quickly here, and the post made by Henry Martinez, I'm just saying it's a very strange sort of the tweet from 2023, and of course the image that was scrambled, and yes, you see the president fist pumping in the air there with his ear bleeding a little bit there.
From a photo 2 years in the future.
So would you say that's actual evidence of this sort of technology at play?
Time travel, yeah. They've accomplished time travel, and they proved it in 23.
Yeah, see, now that is insane, and I haven't seen anybody try to debunk that anywhere, by the way. I don't think they have any answer.
Well, you can't. That's why they're trying to kill everybody.
Right. Lord.
Dude, do you have any idea how I'm the only one left that can actually explain this shit?
Well, we need to protect you.
That's what the other people say, but that's funny, because when David died, that's the first thing someone said. It was like, oh, somebody's got to protect David E. Kelley. It's like, really? They're trying to protect themselves from me. This is my time. It's like, I don't care what anybody says. There's this whole Can't Be Killed Club thing. This is where it really makes a difference. And yeah, this is my time. They're scared shitless. That's why they're screwing with your microphone and making it so we can't talk, because I'm getting ready. You know what? I'm making a video game right now, coincidentally.
Are you really?
Yeah. And guess what? I've been screwing with Blender and digitizing art to make assets. And in fact, I'm digitizing the entire art gallery over there at the Getty. And I'm using brand new AI software to do it. And here's the thing. We were having some issues with it the other night, and we contacted the producers of the software or the application that we're using. And they said, oh my God, what did you do? They saw what we were doing, and they said we weren't even supposed to be able to do that. We got this software, this application to do something it wasn't even intended to do. Totally. And yeah, it was great. They're like, holy crap, how did you do it? Can you recreate that? What did you do? So anyway, the Getty Museum has 440 pieces of paintings. And I don't know, they got a lot of statues too. Obviously, I'll do that also. But right now I'm digitizing every single one of those paintings to put into my game. I'm making a Getty game. It's going to be really hard, so it's just coincidentally, Cole guy there was also a game developer. He's on Steam. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. Coincidentally,
Wow.
And this whole, then when you go back to Martinez talking about using this AI, basically AI 3D digitizing technology to basically map reality as fast as they could and make this big database way back when that technology didn't exist. And they even said the thing, it says when the technology is available, when AI gets to the point where it needs to get to be able to do this, that's what they were going to do, and make this big archive of a digitized cultural heritage, basically, as they call it. And they call that the Time Machine Project, interestingly enough.
Interesting. And
so
also,
what are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they are making a damn time machine. It's true. And what is a time machine? It's nothing but a big giant computer with algorithms to predict this stuff, so that when you're traveling from particle to wave and back again, you can be wherever. They're trying to manipulate the future by doing this. They're trying 100 monkeys everybody.
So this reminds me now of CERN and all the stories that were coming out.
Yeah, that's what CERN is. CERN's all about creating unstable particles, uninitialized particles, qubits.
This is highly disturbing, by the way.
Well, of course, it's highly disturbing. It's an extinction event. It's everything. It's all technology being released at once. That's what this is. Okay. Only everyone's too stupid to see what it is, and that's why they got to kill everybody so that they can't figure it out. I mean, look. Candace hiding, Nick Fuentes hiding, Sneeko hiding, who's the other idiot that went into hiding? I mean, Ian Carroll hiding. They all shut down. All the damn pundits shut down. Everybody's scared to death, and they all reference David Wilcock as if to. And we know what happened to David Wilcock, but everyone's all, "Oh, I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal." Well, even if I were suicidal, what difference would it make? They couldn't kill me.
Yeah,
I'd have to do it.
Let's get into that for a moment, though. Yes, David Wilcock's death. I believe that was April.
Did you just lose your phone?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, everybody, that was another whatever you want to call it going on. So you start talking about David. What were you going to say about David?
It was a suicide. Other people believe it was much more nefarious than that.
April 20th.
Do you believe he committed suicide, or do you think he was whacked?
Well, again, I don't believe anything 100% ever, but I have not seen the autopsy results, and I would very much like to know where the bullet entered, because I have a theory that it entered either through his throat, his mouth, his jaw area, whatever, something of this nature, and I would say that would be indicative of a throat chakra issue. Kind of like Sean David Morton dying from throat cancer, from spewing lies all these years. Yes, they eat their own. David was used by them. He was one of them. He was certainly corrupted by them. But towards the end there, he was speaking out against them, just like Charlie Kirk and just like the rest of them. Just like Candace, just like the rest of them. They were all supporting it until they saw the light and spoke out against it. And that's what David was doing. Right.
And I've seen a lot of people going after David Wilcock, calling him a grifter, calling him everything you could think of, everything under the sun.
He was a grifter. He was a con man.
Right. A lot of people coming and saying these sort of things about him, but I thought, he could be all these sort of things, but he also was someone who opened a lot of minds as well.
He did. He was the real deal. He was just trying to make fucking money and pay bills. That's why he made these stupid decisions like hooking up to Corey Good.
Absolutely, yes. He was just trying to make money, trying to make a buck. I understand that. He had a great thing going on with all the talk circuit stuff with Gaia TV, but then he met Corey Good, and then it kind of went to shit after that.
It went to shit. Corey killed it all with his blue avian bullshit. You know what? Who's really going to shit right now is Kerry Cassidy.
Well, it's almost like you read my mind, because I was just going to ask you about Kerry Cassidy. A lot of other top prominent people in this field also bringing up Kerry, saying she's losing her mind, she's crazy. What do you make of all that, by the way?
I made a video. I put out a little video. Let's see. I think it was the day after David died. I put out a video. It was I didn't hear about it until the next day when Brad Olson told everybody. And then we all had to figure it out. Of course, I was in shock. I mean, if you look at my video, I'm disheveled and all that. But Kerry. If you know anything about my history with Kerry, I have a long history with Kerry, and you also know that she's a Bilderberger. I called her out, and she's been working against me ever since. But she is paid to say what she has to say, and that's why she says this crazy fucking shit. And like I said in my video the other day, Kerry, I know you're not insane, but I also know you're not psychic. So when she says, "Oh yeah, psychic could help me verify that he's not dead," and all this bullshit, she's just talking shit. And you can see damn well that it's killing her to talk this shit. It's killing her to support Trump. It's killing all of them. But if you look at it, even Corey Good is still supporting Trump crap. He's still supporting NSA crap. So yeah, their control of the narrative is completely dying. Is what's happening. And even if David did kill himself, he did it out of shame for what he'd been doing all these years, grifting people. And it's only now that he started to talk the truth, and there's no money in the truth. I know that. Seriously. David's trying to pay his mortgage, talking shit about Israel and telling the truth. That's not going to pay your bills. So where were all his supporters that could have kept his stupid mortgage alive? Personally, I don't own a home. I don't own a car. I don't own anything. I'm using someone else's phone to do this damn show. So, hey, he could have lived. He could have joined my mission. But, and I regret it. But ever since he got hooked up with Corey Good, yeah, he has been a grifter working for the enemy, and I called them both out. But he was the only one that went on Gaia, went to the state of Colorado when Gaia got sued and said it was entertainment. It was nothing but BS, lies, and entertainment. So he ruined his credibility at that point. Corey Good did not. That Corey Good still to this day claims that all the bullshit he spews is true. And Kerry Cassidy, she's right there with it. And when Sean David Morton was dying of throat cancer, I said, "Hey, dude, you want to live? You want to save yourself? First thing you got to do is repent for all those damn lies." Confess, and that maybe your throat cancer can be healed. But he didn't. What did he do? He went on Kerry Cassidy's show, spewed bullshit, subsequently died. Okay? And now we have Kerry Cassidy claiming that he's alive, the super soldiers rescued him, and all this bullshit.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that. Remind us.
Still saying this crap.
Okay, well, you got to remind. I have no idea about any of this. What is she saying exactly? That he's still alive?
Well, again, I haven't seen her latest bullshit, but almost immediately the night that he died, she had Karen Ann McDonald on her show, and they both said, "Oh yeah, he's alive. He was rescued by super soldiers." Well, whenever she says this shit, she always tries to say it was confirmed by another psychic. What the fuck? What does that mean?
Right.
But she's not a psychic. Bilderbergers tend not to be psychic. That's why they use all this technology and crap to do what they do, because they can't do what we can do with our brains,
Understood, yes.
And, yes, as far as David being dead, yes, I'm afraid he's dead. It's been cut open. It's a horrible thing they do when they do autopsies. And like I said, nobody wants to talk about where that bullet wound went, but I got a feeling maybe he put that thing under his chin. He shut off his vocal thing. His throat chakra got taken out. That's what I'm guessing. Well, my intuition tells me that that's where it went, and that's the area that got screwed up. Kind of like Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck. Throat chakra. Okay, these guys are very symbolic with this shit. You're saying things they don't like, throat chakra. Well, like I said, I'm still here, and nothing. They're not getting this shit. They can't. If anything, think they're paving the way for me is what they're doing, which is weird because everything they're doing right now seems to be paving the way for me. Getting rid of all these idiot talking heads, getting rid of all the liars and losers and grifters. What's left? Me.
Steven, I got to ask you, though, do you feel safe right now?
Of course I feel safe. I don't feel any different than any other day. I've been in this war since like forever. I mean, I welcome this danger. Hell, that's why these guys are panicking. But here's the thing. When you work for them, when you're on their team, they'll throw you under the bus whenever they want. In other words, even if you're on their team and you say, well, I'm going to start telling the truth and all that, you're screwed. But they told me to my face they can't kill me. If anything, they have to keep my throne warm and clean and kill anybody that gets near me. They're still waiting for me to take that damn throne. You know, that thing under the Getty that I keep talking about.
Yes. Right. And speaking of the Getty, last I heard they were doing some sort of reconstruction.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal, too.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of
in next May of next year, they're going to shut it down for an entire year for so-called refurbishment to get it ready for the Olympics.
That's pretty interesting. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are that they're getting ready for Armageddon. They're going to take all the art, they're going to move it downstairs and hide it, and they're going to batten down the hatches and get ready to nuke everything. So, yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're getting close, man. They can't stop this shit. They're like the Epstein crap. It's like Trump. It's like that silly woman on 60 Minutes. It's like the manifesto from the shooter saying that he was killing Trump because he wanted to kill Trump because he's a pedophile and he can't stand it. How can anybody stand it? How can anybody not freak out that we have this pedophile satanic mafia running the damn country right now, and with the military and the ability to kill every single one of us at any time they want? And they're working at that so hard. I mean, my God, how can anyone stand to have that fucking pedophile still in office? He's a homosexual, pedophile, murderer, Satanist, and yet there he is. Oh, yeah, and he's a Chabad Jew. And yet
he did convert.
Still call him a goy. They call Trump a goyim.
Oh, he's not, though.
Fucking hilarious.
He converted back in 2016, I believe.
He didn't convert. That's all bullshit. His bloodline is Chabad. He's always been Chabad.
He's always been a Jew, you're saying?
Always. His bloodline is Frankfurt Jew. Okay? Amazing. Yeah, his grandfather was a partner of Rothschild.
And by the way, you said he was a homosexual. When did that happen?
Homosexual, too. What do you mean, what now?
I said, when did that happen, by the way? When did he become a homo?
He's been a homosexual.
He's always been.
He's always been a homosexual, of course. He doesn't. Why do you think he screws around with little girls and children, you know?
Well,
yeah, he likes to torture the little girls. He likes to suck it. He sucked off Bill Clinton. It's in the damn Epstein files.
Well, you know, those are...
Well, what?
They say allegedly. You know, that was...
Allegedly, he's not a homosexual. Allegedly. He's a homosexual.
Well, he does come out to YMCA, so I mean that's a red flag.
He does the YMCA thing a little bit too much, doesn't he?
Correct. I think you're right.
And you look at the 40 plus victims that he's had to pay off, you know, over the years. Many of them were little boys.
They were.
Yeah. So, I mean, come on. He's not just a pedophile. He's also homosexual.
I could see that. The signs are there. He's
got the tiny hands and all that stuff going on. Yeah, he's probably got syphilis, too, if you look at him. I think he's got some STDs.
Well, I don't know that for sure, but there are speculations.
Speculations because he's got the physical symptoms. Seriously.
I can't.
And I'm not just talking about the bruises and things on his hands. I'm talking about the mental decline. That's syphilis.
Just like Hitler.
Just like all of them.
Interesting.
Yeah. How many times in history have we seen this pattern?
We've seen it quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, we have. And yet nobody recognizes it. It's crazy. He's obviously got his. I'm sure that Melania doesn't sleep with him. I mean, my God. Look at that damn Baron Trump. That stupid kid has already taken in $1 billion short selling oil, and nobody's how in the hell is he not in jail?
A lot of insider trading going on.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously they're all. I mean, Howard Lutnick. Look at Howard Lutnick. He's billions and billions of dollars he's made since becoming whatever the hell it is he is.
Oh, you mean Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor in New York?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that weirdo.
Yeah. Trump's friend that he told, what's-her-face, Pam Bondi, no, my friends are in there. You don't understand. My friends are in there. That guy, yeah.
Yes, he did say that a lot of his friends would get hurt.
Well, Howard Lutnick's a big one. But, I mean, hey, come on, Howard Lutnick, right? What did he, his whole firm was wiped out except for him on 9/11.
This is true. These are facts.
He had a smile on his face afterwards.
Yes, he's a creepy demon, isn't he?
He's a creepy demon, all right. They all are. They all are. And yet people put up with it. The whole world knows that we voted in this pedophile mafia thing, the satanic pedophile mafia, and yet Trump screams on camera, "Oh, I've been cleared." No, yeah, the media saying that you didn't do it doesn't mean you didn't do it. It's like, we all know he did it. We all know he's a pedophile. We all know he's a homosexual. We all know he's a Chabad Jew, at least people who are intelligent Jew. What more can I say?
Yes, he claims he's exonerated anytime mentioned without being asked, by the way. He gets very defensive, very angry.
When you mention Felix Sater to him, just watch it. Just anybody mentions Felix Sater, he'll get up and walk out of the room.
Yeah, that's a red flag. Most people outside of America definitely agree with a lot of things you just said about him being a pedo, a rapist, a Jew, just a terrible human being. But there's a big part of America that seems to love and worship Trump, and it does make me scratch my head.
Well, big part of America, minority, whatever you want to call it. Yes, there's a lot of very, very retarded people in the world.
A lot of brainwashed people.
Well, they're actually biologically retarded. They're very stupid. Brainwashing is just programming, but you got to have an empty vessel to program. You can make
an argument that a lot of Americans out there are an empty vessel, and they rely heavily on television to
or cell phones or whatever.
That too, yes. But yes, I'm just making the argument that a lot of these people, though, they've been pre-programmed. A lot of the older generations and a lot of the generations today, programmed by social media and on television. It becomes the gospel, especially if it's somebody that they like and respect. They hear that and then they think, again, that's all fact.
Yeah, but biologically speaking, if you turn yourself into a really stupid person and you make babies, those babies are going to be pretty stupid too.
They're going to have Down syndrome.
It's just like if you become a bodybuilder and you make babies, your babies will be, have a great physique also. That's just the way it is. So yeah, stupid people make stupid babies. And hey, let's put it this way. The babies aren't getting any smarter.
Not in this country, they're not.
No, not in this country. That's the other thing, all this Iran war nonsense bullshit. I used to be on Iranian TV every day, practically for years, press TV for years. They had me on every single day, practically.
Have they not reached out to you?
No, they won't reach out to me. They physically can't. First of all, they cut their ties with me the day Trump was elected. First time around.
Oh, I see.
For whatever reason. And I always figured that was because the NSA actually secretly control Iran, which I still believe that they do. But I just think it's kind of fascinating because, the FBI was accusing me of treason because I was on this, the Iranian TV for so often.
The FBI came at you.
The FBI came at me a couple of years ago. Renetta, I was doing an interview with Renetta when that happened. She's dead too. They killed her also. But they came to my door and they said I was committing treason and they tried to threaten me and shit. And I basically chased them away because I told them that I was ex-CIA NSA and that I was recruited by Don Nixon and that he was the number 2 man under Robert Vesco. And as soon as I said Robert Vesco, they took off. They ran. They literally ran. They took off diagonally across my lawn, took off, just didn't look back. It was crazy.
And this was a few years ago.
I yelled at him. Yeah, it was a couple of years ago, I think. Okay. Maybe a year ago. I don't remember. It wasn't yesterday. But yeah.
And by the way, you just mentioned the Iran conflict and all that. How do you think this plays out, by the way? Is this going to be a sort of a long Vietnam sort of thing? Iraq?
Israel will use a nuke eventually, and we'll have our Armageddon.
That's what I was afraid you'd say.
Well, of course it's going to happen. They're doing everything they can to do that. They're going to do their Armageddon, okay? They're going to try to do their Armageddon narrative, and obviously we're going to try to stop that from happening. And the only way to do that, of course, is my mission. That's the only thing that's going to stop it, because that's the only thing that has the power to stop it. The only way you can stop this is by controlling this, and the only way you control this is by assuming the leadership of this, okay? You can't go to combat. You can't go to war with the enemy and make the enemy stop in time before they kill everybody. The only way to stop this enemy is to take over the leadership of the enemy. and they'll have to follow orders. That's my mission. I can't kill the enemy. I can't destroy all their facilities, but what I can do is take their throne and tell them what to do.
Yes, and going back to this video game that you're developing, when do you think you're going to get that out?
Well, I hope to have a debut promo out relatively soon. We're starting to move really fast now that we've discovered this AI stuff. But my team, I've got maybe 6, 7, 8 people working on it right now, and the people that I have doing that particular aspect are busy. One of them's graduating from school, and I need to let him finish that before I harass him too much. But let's see what else. But yeah, ideally we'll have this thing out, at least a beta version, 3 or 4 months. I would like to have my game completed and out before the Getty shuts down, because that's what my game is. My game is the Getty.
The game is
okay.
The Getty,
I've mapped it out. I'm using their blueprints and stuff to do it. I can't do the entire bunker right now because it's too damn big. So what I'm going to do is the first 6 floors of basement, and that's where you work your way down to that. And then when the next version comes out, or I, complete the game, you'll be able to go down into the bunker.
And what exactly is the plot of the video game, by the way? Give us an overview. So you're like some guy, a girl, and you go into the Getty.
You're me.
You're okay. So we're playing as you then.
Yeah, you're playing as me. I mean, it's basically the game is a point of view first person shooter, which of course is not what the Getty mission is all about, but that's how people are. That's what they want.
I understand.
So we're going to give them what they want, and at the same time, we'll teach them all about this stuff in a backwards way. But, here's the thing, though. Probably going to scare the shit out of the Getty people, because suddenly millions of people will start playing a game where they're raiding the Getty with guns.
Yeah, you're going to have to go through some hurdles with that, by the way. You're going to get a lot of pushback.
No, actually, I'm not anticipating any legal problems whatsoever, because they won't even talk to me.
Well, then that's a good thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. In fact, the whole purpose of this mission is to get them to do something, and we already know that they won't. So, yeah. I mean, it's like, sue me, you sue me. Hello. Let me just speak to the door of the Getty Foundation. Hey, you pussies, what are you waiting for? Sue me. Okay? You know where I live. Anyway, yeah. I mean, they'll send the FBI to my door and they'll harass me like that, but will they sue me? No, they won't sue me. So, yeah, that's how I do this. I'm in your face. I'm going to be as in your face as I can get, and the best way to do that right now is a video.
And I would assume that this is going to be a sort of a computer game first before anything else, obviously.
Well, when you say that, what do you mean?
Well, there's different consoles. You have an Xbox, you have the PlayStation.
Oh, yes. Well, once it's out on Steam, it'll be available for consoles also.
Right. Okay. So interesting.
Yeah, we're working.
Very nice. Well, I hope that goes well, though, Stephen. I hope you don't have to go through any too many hurdles to get that done and get that released.
Well, the enemy is reactionary. They have to react to what we do, and we're moving too fast for them right now. I mean, look at what they're doing. They're screwing with your computer. We're doing an interview on the damn phone. Is that the best they can do? Okay. And there's ways around this stuff. Like, for instance, cloud. If you're not using the enemy's technology against the enemy, you're dumb, okay? So we can use cloud to do the whole damn thing.
This is true.
And all we have to do is back it up. Every time we do anything, we just back it up. And hell, we can learn our own HTML and FTP and all that. It's not that big of a deal.
And by the way, I just want to drive that point home, put some emphasis on it. The fact that we spent as much time as we did trying to get you on here, trying to get this recorded. And I tried different setups and different microphones to no avail. And, you hear people say things like that, like, oh, we're getting messed with, the signal's intentionally being screwed with. But in this regard, I've never had to jump this. I am today with you, Stephen.
Yeah, well, I kind of trying to tell you, this is kind of the biggest interview you've ever done right now. I know you don't realize that right now, but it is. So, yeah, that's why they don't want you doing it. It's everything. It's everything all at once.
It certainly does feel like that. But yes, again, I wish you well in this endeavor. I hope it all goes smooth sailing for you and you get this game out and a lot of people download it and play it.
Yeah, well, again, that's probably the best way we can actually do that right now. I'll give you an unabashed commercial too, just because. Sure. It's too bad you're not on the damn whatever video doing this, but I've got I got a little company. It's not mine, of course, but I've got a team that I'm, having do all this stuff, so nothing's in my name. But we're putting out gear, T-shirts, Occupy the Getty T-shirts.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we just started doing that, because it's I have to get the brand. I mean, Occupy the Getty is a brand, if you will, and in my name, of course, the same thing. I got to get that out there. But yeah, so we made a bunch of T-shirts, and of course, we'll be generating all kinds of new art. It's actually kind of fun, and I'm set up to actually do this now. But if you want to check it out, you got to go to our little store, which is actually working. Took a long time to get it working, but it's otgitems.com. So otgitems.com, and you can check that out. There's about right now we've got maybe a dozen types of art listed, but we've got a bunch of new stuff that we haven't put up yet. But anyway, that's fun, because when I start doing this game thing, we're probably going to do some crowdfunding, and anybody that gets involved in helping us with that is going to probably get T-shirts and stuff, for incentive.
Absolutely.
But hey, we got to do everything we can, and right now, I mean, I got to tell you, it's like when David died, that was kind of it was a buzzkill, all right. It sort of put a damper on everything, but now we can see that this crap is for real, and this is the enemy in panic, and things are moving extremely fast, and yeah, I got my fingers in all of it.
Yeah, you're in there, man. You are in there. Well, again, Stephen, I definitely don't wish no harm to you. I definitely do hope no one comes after you. No one does anything crazy around you, Stephen. At least I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
Hey, listen, you're trying to manifest that. Nobody would dare. Come on, seriously. It's like, again, I can say this very unabashedly, and that is that anybody that tries to hurt me gets dead. That's the way it is. There's a long list of people that tried to do something that are dead. That's why they're afraid to even say my name. These Getty people. Look, Robert Vesco, number one mafioso in the world, is dead because of me. Epstein got arrested the second time because of me. Acosta lost his job because of me. What's his face? Alex Jones got sued because of me. Stone was thrown in jail because of me. Those are people that didn't die.
And what do you mean? What do you mean? Are you talking about Roger Stone?
Roger Stone. Yeah, Roger Stone. When he went to jail, that was because of me. That's because he fucked with me, yes.
And what exactly did he do to fuck with you?
Him and Alex Jones and a bunch of people got together and created this thing called the Mayflower Group, and they came after me and my QAnon group. They tried to shut me down.
I had no idea.
Yeah, well, you remember when Facebook got shut down a couple of years ago for a day and everybody had to log back in?
I recall that, yes. It was a big deal for some people.
Yeah, that was because of me.
What'd you do?
That was because they had broken into my QAnon Facebook page to try to take over my group. They had stole the digital keys for Facebook, and that was NSA that did that. And when the idiots were so stupid that when the second they stole the digital keys, they made some stupid comment in my account, which I saw and reported immediately because I was on top of it. And if I hadn't been on top of it, they would have gotten away with it. But because I caught them before they could do anything and reported it, they shut down the entire Facebook to stop it.
Wow.
And the next day after that, they did the same thing to YouTube. You may remember that.
That I don't specifically remember.
Well, it's because it wasn't a long shutdown, but it was a very short shutdown. But the Facebook shutdown, 1.1 billion people had to basically log back in, including Zuckerberg.
So there was a big dent there then.
Well, that's what they did. Because the keys were stolen, they had to shut down the whole system and change the damn key. That was Roger Stone and Alex Jones and his QAnon group, his Q team. That was Q doing that because I had hijacked QAnon. So Q was attacking me. And Roger subsequently went to jail for several months. His lawyer who was his lawyer? You know who Roger Stone's lawyer was?
Who?
Tyler Nixon. You know who Tyler Nixon is? The son of Don Nixon. Don Nixon, the guy that got me into all this shit.
Tyler Patrick Nixon, to be more specific, yes.
Yeah, the son of Don, who's now dead. Another one is dead. You know, after Robert Vesco died in jail, after Don Nixon got out of jail, he went to jail the same time Vesco did. And you know what? I realized just the other day, that it was because of Nixon that Vesco was arrested, because Nixon made arrangements to go to meet with Vesco because he was pissed off about some shit involving my brother, and when he did that, the authorities followed him, and when he met with Vesco, they were both arrested, and Vesco died in jail. And the United States has never forgiven Cuba for that. And to this day, they still want to destroy Cuba, and they're still attacking. Who's doing it? Trump. And why is he doing it? Because he took over for Vesco, and they are pissed.
That's Robert Vesco for those listening at home. My goodness. So you're tied into you're tied into a lot of shit there, Stephen.
I'm trying to take over the world. I'm dealing with the people who run the world. Robert Vesco was the head of the international mafia. He's dead now.
That's right.
And his number two man, the so-called hitman, Don Nixon, where's he? He's dead too.
I'm telling you, Stephen, you need to watch your ass.
Why do I need to watch my ass? They need to watch their ass. I have NSA across the street from me. Did I tell you that?
I think you mentioned it once on the program previously about that. Remind the audience.
Across the street from me, his name's Ed. He's NSA. He doesn't hide it. He listens to my shows. He probably, who knows what he does, pointing shit at my house, who knows what. But anyway, he doesn't hide it. And when I call him out on my radio programs, he'll usually say, hey, thanks for the shout out.
You think he was housed there for a specific intention?
Well, of course. He doesn't belong in this neighborhood. I live in a ghetto. This guy's got a lot of money. He doesn't belong in this ghetto. He stands out. He's Mexican. He's Mexican. He speaks Spanish, but he's not a ghetto dweller. You know, he's got like $400,000 in his stock portfolio. It's like, what the hell is he doing living in a ghetto?
Right. So yes, he would definitely stand out. So you get all these people
next to him. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what is he doing? What's he doing? He doesn't need to live here,
man.
So it's like, sure, they like to know who's coming and going, keep an eye on me, whatever. Keep track of my people. They can't do anything, but they watch her. But they have to protect me too. You got to understand, this is surveillance, but it's also meant to protect me. I'm technically their king. Okay, they don't want me to do this until they think I'm ready to do this, and I don't care. I'll do this at my own leisure.
And by the way, you mentioned trying to do a show again and trying to get this out there.
Well, look, I can't even make videos. I told you I used to make videos all the time, just record every time I want to say something. No, I can't. They shut that down. It's very, very hard for me to do. I have to get a phone or something now to do that. That's the only way I can't do it on any computer. It's crazy.
I feel like you definitely are being electronically harassed now.
Well, yeah, they're not harassing me physically, but they're definitely screwing with all my devices. You know, this is a landline I'm using to talk to you. They're not easy to screw with, but nobody's going to touch me. But yeah, time travel and all that stuff is real. It's all real, blah, blah, blah. What can I say? Well, when Trump's getting ready to release all this crap about aliens and stuff, the last thing he needs is people like, David Wilcock or me or whoever out there, basically saying he's full of it, or people are going to go to where they have to go to get this information when it comes out.
Right. And on that note of disclosure and all that's coming out essentially here, will they actually give us any sort of tangible information, or will it all be, again, another case of smoke and mirrors?
Well, smoke and mirrors, dog and pony show, propaganda, blue beam, whatever you want to call it. It's half truth. Okay. Yeah. A lot of half truth.
A lot of half truth. And by the way, there's going to be a huge sort of event going on, Contact in the Desert. I wish you could be there, Stephen. It'd be hilarious to see you there.
Yeah, well, obviously I don't do that stuff because I'm not a grifter. So they don't invite me to those things, which is funny. I wish I'm the only one out there that actually has any experience. I mean, seriously, right? I don't know who does that stuff. A lot of con men, obviously, people selling stuff.
A lot of them, yes.
But I've met reptiles. I've done the NSA, CIA thing and all that. I've actually worked on, light speed and alien technology. I've actually worked on it and helped develop it.
Right.
So
but I'm just curious why we have not seen you at any of these sort of events, even if it's filled with grifters and conmen as such. But I know at one time you definitely were in that field. People did, you were at a lot of these conferences at one time.
Well, I don't get along with these people because I'm not a con man and I'm not a grifter, and I kind of give it away for free, and it makes them look bad. And here's the other thing is, if I get up on stage and there's all these other people like that around, these, con men, it becomes a pissing contest, an ego thing. They all want to try to suggest that they're somehow important and all that when they're not. That's the sad thing. I mean, when it's just like, you take Carrie Cassidy and all the different people she's been dealing with over the years and claims that they've made or she's, supported. For the most part, most of it's been bullshit. I mean, there's a few people who were real that she was associated with, like Preston Nichols, obviously, Montauk and all that. He was real. But the rest, people like David or Sean David Martin or David Wilcock, people like that, their so-called psychic abilities or whatever it was that they pretended to have or said they had was never really there. And that's the thing, is the people who are real, they don't, they're not supported by this stuff. The Bilderbergers don't subsidize the real people, I mean, even take a look at, what's his name, Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar is real, but he's still one of them. What are you going to do, right? People say that people go, what's CIA, always CIA. Like I said, there's a lot of retarded people out there in the world. I mean, all you got to do is look at what I'm doing. The CIA is very upset about me talking about the Getty. They say that's treason.
They say that's treason.
Of course, they think that's treason. It's an NSA base. It's national security. It's part of our continuity of government. I'm giving that energy or information away to the enemy. That they think that's treasonous. Because they can't do anything, because that would just show that I'm right. I had a honeypot CIA come to me and say, why are you telling the enemy about our secret facilities? And I said, it's because they're not the enemy. The enemy are the people under my feet eating American children. That's the enemy, not Iranians or Russians. They're not eating American babies. The American babies are being eaten here under my feet by the real enemy. And if the CIA is protecting them, that makes them the enemy. If having those bases and allowing them to continue eating children is somehow continuity of government, then this government needs to not continue.
I don't disagree. Okay? Yeah, I don't disagree with that, at all.
That's the thing, is that it won't. And everyone that thinks that it will is delusional. And the only thing that's going to stop this entire government and this new world order, whatever you want to call it, is me taking that damn throne under the Getty and making them do what I say. And they are ready to do what I say, but they're going to wait till the last second before I do this, and they're going to make it hard. They're not going to hurt me. They're not going to do anything like that. And they will hurt people that try to hurt me, because they know who I am. Okay, they've been waiting for a long time, and now they know who I am. They found me. And I don't have any intention of not succeeding in this mission, and they know I went. And the crap that you're seeing right now in the world, with all these people dying and all this disclosure shit happening, well, that's reality on high speed, coming at you at high speed. And, hell, before too long ago, I didn't even want to be here. But now, guess what? I'm going to stick around because I'm going to finish this job. And that's what's happening right now. My ability to manifest this shit is getting very strong. And the enemy's in panic. So, yeah, I have every intention of destroying it all and taking over before I die. And when I say destroy, I mean shut down their entire institution. And you know what else? I'll share this with you. I know you don't give a damn, but this is one of the biggest things that I'm going to do that they are afraid of, and that is I am going to basically wipe out the edicts of Charlemagne and the Council of Nicaea, and I'm going to bring the East and West back together and remove the schism between East and West. And that'll be over. That's thousands of years of BS gone. That'll be one of the first things I do.
Well, Stephen, to be honest with you, I certainly do hope you accomplish this, truthfully.
It's not hope. It's hope that it's done sooner than later so all of you don't have to die. Because that's what they want. They want to kill as many of you as possible before I can pull this off. They know I pull it off, but they would like as many of you dead as possible first. So that's why everything's a big hurry, and that's why it pisses me off when people like David go and kill himself, because if he had taken his throat chakra and devoted it to my mission, maybe we'd get to paradise sooner. Same thing I told Sean David Morton. Tell the truth. Get behind me. Support me. And you'll survive. You'll live. What did he do? Nope. Gets right back into bed with Satan and starts spewing his bullshit so he can sell books.
And in terms of David Wilcock, did you ever speak to him and try to get him on board with you?
Last time I spoke to David Wilcock was years and years ago. I didn't make any effort to get him on board because of his Corey Good bullshit. And I had been publicly attacking them back in the day. But then, of course, since it all took a dump with Gaia, I've been kind of leaving him alone. You know, I had no reason to. But the thing is that he knows me. He's my stuff. I'm sure he does. Just like Carrie Cassidy, you know, they know there's nothing to keep any one of those people from not calling me up and contacting me right now and saying, you know, all these years have gone by and you were right. You're the only one that was right, and I should get off my ego bullshit and support you because I know that that's the only way we win. But no, they'd rather make money and support their stupid little human existence, you know, polish the brass on the Titanic type crap. You know, I already know that if I don't do this, we all die. So it doesn't make what's the point of having a nice lifestyle if you're just going to fucking suffer and die here eventually very soon? You were not put here on Earth to have a nice, fun life. You were put here to do something, and that's why we're here right now. That's why all this shit's going down. Humanity needs to wake the fuck up, though, and take responsibility, and they also need to embrace me, or you're all screwed. So, you know, and I don't know what's going to make that happen, but, you know, the video game is going to do a lot of work. It'll introduce hundreds of millions of people to me, probably. I'm kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm already a legend, and I need to make that really, really strong, because right now you got idiots like Trump over there trying to pretend he's Jesus and saying he heals people. You know who really does heal people? Me. You knew that, right?
I believe you had to disclose some of that here on the program before, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do miracles all the time. All the time. I haven't done any today. Well, I got people waiting for me to do stuff, but I'm doing this right now. But
well, we performed the miracle here. We got you on the program, which was a miracle in itself.
Well, if you're broadcasting, that would be something, huh?
This is true.
But no, I do miracles. I mean, it's hard. It's like people are dying. There's a guy that I've been working on. He's got cancer. It's advanced. He's in Slovenia. I can't help him. Sometimes people want me to help people that are already dead, like the guy that had a heart attack the other day. He had a massive heart attack, and they said, hey, try to help him out. He's in a coma. I'm like, oh, this guy's already gone. You know, and sure, yeah, he was gone. They pronounced him dead the next day, but, you know, yeah, Trump wishes he could do what I do.
I think
what do you think is going to happen if that ever gets out to the world population? They're going to be lining up. They're going to be lining up for healing.
Absolutely. My goodness. Well, Stephen, again, I could easily talk to you a lot longer than this, but, you know, we've been on a while here, and I do appreciate you being here, my friend. Any final words before I let you go?
Well, all right, get your stuff working and set it up and do it again. And, again, people join my Telegram group, Occupy the Gay Stephen Kelley. Email me, law17government@AOL.com. Help economically, use the PayPal, Stephen Kelley 714 at yahoo.com. What else? Wow, man. right side of history real quick. That's all I can say. You know, it's time for people to start dying. That's where we're at. So, you know, whatever long-term plans you have, change them. Things are changing too quick.
How much time do we
coincide with your vacation plans?
How much time do we got left, by the way, Stephen? Give or take.
Well, how much we got left?
Humanity.
Maybe a year.
Maybe a year.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you consider humanity. I mean, extinction event, you know, it's close. You know, the nukes are really, they could have flown already. They got real close. Trump was, Kane, that damn General Kane stopped Trump from nuking Iran already once. So, you know, these guys are sick. They're murderers and killers, pedophiles, homosexuals, etc. You know, godless demons, Satanists. We know who the enemy is. Anyway, you only got one hope, and that's get behind me. Otherwise, you're just going to be an observer until you die. That's pretty much it. There's a reason why all these pundits are quitting and running and dying. It's because they're all fake. I'm the only one that's not. It's the way it is. And if that hurts your ego, too bad. All right, those are my final words.
You heard it here, folks. That was Stephen D. Kelley. My goodness, the choice is yours, people.
I'm excited to be here. You know, every day that I have on earth is a gift and a blessing, and I'm very grateful for that because, frankly, people are disappearing. Scientists are going missing. Now they're saying they're going to investigate this. The president himself is saying they're going to look into this and see if anything's going on. It's a little bit scary. I got to say, it's a little bit scary, but you guys knew that I might still show up even though it was last minute and I've had a really rough week. Like, you know, that's kind of like every week, but somehow we keep on making it through all of this.